After 60, many people continue walking every day, but something quietly changes. It's not strong pain, and it's not obvious weakness. It's the feeling that the body takes longer to respond. Steps become shorter. The ground feels less predictable. The body has lost the ability to adjust weight at the right moment, stabilize the trunk, and react when something suddenly changes. And that's where the real risk lives, not in a lack of strength, but in a loss of control. Today, you'll learn 3 simple standing movements, commonly used in rehabilitation, to reactivate these walking reflexes. Before we begin, write your name and the country you're watching from in the comments. I like knowing who's practicing with me. Now, let's give your body back the control that makes walking safe. Many people believe they fall because they're weak. But most falls happen before weakness even shows up. They occur in that moment when the foot doesn't lift off the ground in time. A slightly folded rug, a low step, an uneven sidewalk. The body notices the mistake, but reacts too late. It's this tiny delay, almost invisible, that turns an ordinary stumble into a serious fall. The conscious march with pause was created to correct exactly this, the body's response time while walking. After 60, we walk mostly on autopilot. The brain stops checking each step, and reflexes become lazy. This movement wakes those reflexes up again, calmly and safely. Stand near a wall or a chair. Not as a crutch, but as a safety backup. Keep your feet parallel, hip-width apart. Before moving, organize your body. Upright spine, eyes forward, relaxed shoulders, calm breathing. Nothing starts in the feet, it starts in posture. Now, slowly lift one knee as if beginning a step. When the foot leaves the ground, do something we almost never do in daily life. Stop. Hold your body weight on one leg for 1 or 2 seconds. In that brief silence of movement, the body works intensely. The ankle adjusts, the hip stabilizes, the abdomen activates, and the trunk learns to stay steady. After the pause, place the foot back on the ground with control. No impact. No hurry. Then repeat on the other side. That pause is the real training. It teaches the body to organize itself before moving forward, exactly what's missing when someone trips. Over time, you notice something subtle. Standing on one leg stops creating tension. The sense of insecurity fades. The body begins to trust itself again. Start with 6 to 10 repetitions on each side. If you feel unstable, shorten the pause or bring your hand closer to the support. Pain is not part of the process. Here, safety comes before effort. When this reflex wakes up, walking stops feeling risky. And the body becomes ready for the next challenge, controlling balance when weight doesn't shift forward, but sideways. Once the body relearns how to react when one foot leaves the ground, a second silent, and even more dangerous, problem appears. Most falls after 60 don't happen forward. They happen sideways. A misstep while avoiding someone, a quick turn in the kitchen, a poorly placed foot when leaving the bathroom. The body is pushed laterally, and in that moment, it doesn't know where to go. Lateral weight transfer exists to train exactly this. The ability to accept body weight as it shifts sideways, without stiffness or panic. It's a simple movement, but extremely revealing. Many people discover here which side of the body doesn't trust itself to support weight. Stand with your feet slightly wider than hip-width apart. Position yourself near a wall or chair, again for safety, not constant support. Before starting, organize your body just like in the first movement. Tall spine, eyes forward, calm breathing. The body needs to be available, not tense. Now, without lifting your feet, slowly shift your weight to the right leg. This isn't a sudden lean. It's as if the body gently flows to that side. Feel the right foot receive the weight. The ankle adjusts, the knee aligns, the hip supports. Stay there for 2 or 3 seconds. Then return to center with control and repeat to the left. This back and forth may look simple, but it requires deep coordination between ankle, knee, hip, and trunk. Here, the body learns it doesn't need to freeze when weight changes direction. It learns to accept the shift, reorganize, and remain stable. Do 6 to 10 repetitions on each side. If one side clearly feels more insecure, reduce the range of motion on that side. Safety always comes before challenge. With practice, something changes in your walking, turns become smoother, detours feel more natural, and that "I might fall sideways" sensation begins to fade. The body starts trusting that it can reorganize itself even outside a straight line. And when lateral weight stops being a threat, the next step is learning to keep the trunk firm when forces try to twist or rotate the body, something that happens constantly while walking. That's what we'll work on in the third movement. Even with more confident legs and better lateral control, one decisive factor remains for walking safely after 60, the ability to keep the trunk stable when the body is pulled, twisted, or surprised. Many falls don't happen because the leg fails, but because the trunk rotates too much and the body loses its axis. This third movement exists to teach something essential: resisting rotation without stiffening. It's a quiet, almost invisible training, but deeply functional. It teaches the body to stay organized when forces try to take it apart during walking. Stand with your feet hip-width apart. Position yourself near a wall or chair, only for safety. Interlace your hands in front of your chest, as if holding something light. Elbows relaxed, shoulders loose, spine tall. Before any movement, organize your breathing. Inhale through the nose, slowly release the air. Now imagine someone gently pulling your arms to one side. You won't rotate. You'll resist, keeping your torso facing forward. This isn't brute force, it's control. Activate the abdomen gently, as if you were hugging your waist from the inside. Hold this position for 10 to 20 seconds, breathing normally. Then relax. Repeat 2 or 3 times. To progress, you can extend your arms slightly forward or gently turn your head side to side, always keeping the torso stable. The challenge increases, but the body learns to respond without rigidity. This movement activates deep abdominal muscles, spinal stabilizers, and hip muscles that work together to maintain your axis. These are exactly the muscles that engage when you turn to answer someone, carry a bag on one side, or need to change direction quickly while walking. With practice, something important happens. The body stops breaking into separate parts. Legs, hips, and trunk begin working as one unit. Walking becomes more fluid, turns feel safer, and that sensation that the body might give way decreases. This is the kind of control you don't see in the mirror, but you feel it in real life. And when it combines with the first 2 movements, walking stops being a calculated risk and becomes a natural, confident, predictable action again. When you look at these 3 movements together, you realize they weren't designed to strengthen isolated muscles, but to rebuild something far more valuable after 60: control. Control of the body in motion. Control of balance in real situations. Control of reaction when something unexpected happens during walking. The conscious march with pause teaches the body to lift the leg at the right moment, without rush or panic. Lateral weight transfer restores confidence when the body needs to shift sideways, something that happens constantly outside the house. And anti-rotation holding organizes the trunk, preventing the body from collapsing when you turn, carry something, or change direction. Nothing here requires extreme strength, equipment, or long workouts. What makes the difference is conscious repetition. Just a few minutes a day are enough to teach the nervous system to respond better, so walking becomes predictable again, not a constant source of tension. Over time, you notice small changes that matter deeply: less fear when leaving the house, firmer steps on uneven sidewalks, more confidence to turn, stop, and move again. This isn't about walking faster. It's about walking safely. Now tell me in the comments, which of these movements do you feel your body needs most today? And where are you watching from? Share this video with someone who has been avoiding walking due to insecurity. Because maintaining independence after 60 isn't about luck, it's about training the body to respond well to real life.